All right, let's pull up Bud's updated college football playoff projection. If you've been following us or CBS Sports on the socials, you get a chance to see this every single week. Always generates a lot of good conversation. Bud, why don't you take us through what the Bud bot spit out on this week's model?
Yeah, so this week we have A&M actually beating Alabama in the SEC championship game. So A&M gets the 2 spot, Ohio State over Indiana in the Big Ten championship game, which might be for the Heisman, by the way. If you take a look at that, like a little Sayan Mendoza face-off there, probably will be for the Heisman, in my opinion. I did Bama dropping to 4. I think their resume is going to be better if they are indeed 11-2 than Miami. At that point, because I think Miami runs out of quality opponents to play. I do have Miami still winning the ACC over Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech losing to Georgia. So Georgia as the 7 seed, Oregon as the 6 seed, Cincinnati winning the Big 12. That was interesting. Surprise there that came out like that. Ole Miss hosting Notre Dame in a playoff game, and Tulane actually. I think the fact that you can run the model and gives like very different results. I mean, like Vandy beat Missouri. Vandy was in last week, and this week the model has them losing twice more. Like, okay, like that still show. I mean, we have like 25 teams for like 7 spots,
right?
You know.
Yeah.
Also, do I think they would actually rematch Georgia Tech? The committee, no, but I don't really account for that in this, right? Like that to me would be. They'd probably find a way to play with that a little bit.
Tech would probably be 11. Cincinnati would be 10.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, so here's a question for you. Who do you guys think are the Sharpie teams? Like the teams that are absolutely in, barring just insane results, like teams that are probably north of 95% at this point.
Ohio State, Bama, Texas A&M.
Your 4 buys in Ole Miss.
Indiana.
And Ole Miss too, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I have Ole Miss there, and Bama still. I don't think they're 100% in. There's still some chance. Like I think the other 3 are very like. In some spots they're off the board. You know, like some spots you can't bet Ohio State, Indiana, or A&M to make the playoff. They're just off.
Ohio State, Indiana, or who?
A&M.
Texas A&M. And then we're willing to say do we say Ole Miss? Possibly.
I think so. I don't think they're going to miss. They might lose once more, but if they lose once more, it could actually be to their benefit. Because then they don't have to worry about the SEC.
It's South Carolina, Florida, Samford, or the Citadel, one of an FCS game at home, and then the Egg Bowl at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they got left.
Watch out for Samford.
Mm-hmm.
So are we saying 4 Sharpie teams?
I think it's 3, but I mean, I could.
Because you're not going to go Ole Miss yet, and you're not going to go Alabama yet.
Not entirely yet. I mean, they've played a lot of close games here. It's not insane to think they could lose 2 more in the regular season.
Danny?
I think Bud makes a good point. I would put Miami and Ole Miss almost in the same category.
Ooh, okay.
Which is Sharpie, which is really close to Sharpie, barring a disaster. Because I almost feel like Ole Miss could lose in the Egg Bowl. It's a rivalry game, and it was almost better for them to beat Oklahoma and get a signature win than it would to be against Mississippi State. And Miami, I think, is in. I don't see
Miami's 100% in. Miami not.
I mean, that's why I put them at Ole Miss. Like, I think it's. Yeah. I don't think they're going to lose again.
I think those teams are in like the far more likely than not category, but I don't think they're like
Sharpie. 95%. Yeah,
like if you gave me like 7-1 that they're going to miss, I'm taking that.
I mean, we are down to basically 4 spots up for grabs. Then you were talking about 25 teams for 7 spots. If we're going to throw some Sharpies out there, that means we're down to like 21 teams for 4 spots.
Wait. I don't think Miami should be Sharpie. I don't agree that Ole Miss should be Sharpie. Like look at the results we've seen this year.
Yeah.
But I think though the other way to think about it is 5 of these spots are guaranteed to conference champs. So if we look at those 4 buys, 2 of them are guaranteed. So there's only 7 at-large spots. So we're already taking up 2 of those at-larges with Alabama and Indiana here. Then if you consider Ole Miss, that's another at-large. So now you're down to 4 actual spots up for grabs that aren't conference titles.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
It's more difficult to make this thing than you think.
It definitely. Now, I think the just missed category is really interesting here. So Louisville, Michigan, Washington, USC, Oklahoma, Texas, Vandy, Tennessee, Texas Tech, Utah, BYU, Houston, and then from the G5, like USF, North Texas, Memphis. I don't give JMU or any of the Mountain West teams a real shot at this. I'm confident it's going to be from the American just because of the non-conference scalps that the American has.
Mm-hmm. So am I.
Memphis has Arkansas. South Florida has Florida.
Yeah.
Who else?
Shoot. North Texas pounded somebody, right, in the non-con?
Yeah, but it wasn't wasn't a Power 4.
That's true, but at least
Washington State.
Was it Wazoo? Or UTSA for sure.
Yeah, but that's not.
That's same.
North Texas beat Army, Wazoo, and I mean, they got killed by South Florida. So that's the one thing where it's like, I do wonder if they win, if maybe a Mountain West team could pass them, if it's the right Mountain West team. I
think there's a good shot that UCLA loses out, actually, if you look at that schedule. So UNLV's win over UCLA is going to be like not very impressive by the end of the year. Like that's probably a 3 or 4 win UCLA team.
San Diego State's got to win against an ACC opponent.
San Diego State could do it.
They do.
This is true. Flying under the radar.
When I look at the schedule strengths of the Mountain West, at least the model's not seeing that right now.
Yeah.
But it is possible, I guess. And a couple spoiler teams to watch here. Post quarterback change, and I know the teams they have beaten are somewhere between underwhelming and just complete disarray, but Pitt looks pretty damn good. And they housed NC State this weekend without their backers, and there's a chance they can get those guys back. And down the stretch, they get Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, and Miami.
Whoo!
If you don't think Narduzzi's pull some kind of chaos win out of this, I do.
He's going to get one.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he is activated. That team is going to ruin somebody's season, without a doubt. And isn't the Miami?
Watch them lose to Stanford first, and then they do it.
Yeah,
that would be the more ACC thing.
That'd be a much more ACC. So you've got, when you mentioned USC, Washington, are those teams that can make it on an at-large potential when you say
I think so.
Yes?
Yeah, if USC or Washington went out, yes.
They're in.
Yeah, exactly.
That would probably bounce Oregon.
Yeah, if they bounce, because they would both beat Oregon.
Either team winning out means that Oregon's out of the paint.
Is 10-2 Oregon out? I don't think so.
What's your best win?
All right, put that against Notre Dame.
But they play both USC and Washington.
Yeah.
So they
That's what I'm saying.
And USC and Washington don't play each other. So if they both win out, that's 2 more losses on Oregon's resume.
Oh, right. So if they both went out,
And here's the thing: Oregon still has to beat Iowa their next game. Like that's a good win. It won't be like people won't be pounding the table saying that's a great win, but it is a good win if they win there.
Yeah, 10-2 Oregon's getting in.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure of that. By the way, Iowa, who's looking a lot better now that the QB looks a little bit healthier, they do get, as we mentioned, Oregon and USC down the stretch.
Yeah, their next 2 games will show.
If Iowa wins out, are they in?
Oh God, yeah. Yes.
I think so too.
If you're 10-2 with wins over Oregon and USC, and your only losses are by 5 to Indiana and then by 3 to Iowa State, which won't look good at the end of the year, but still, you're in.
Yeah,
especially because they'll probably be in Indianapolis if they win out. No, they won't in India. Yeah, never mind. And that's the thing; they won't have to go to Indianapolis.
Right.
I love Danny Grace in the chat. He said, "Are we sure 7-5 Bama's really out?" That's such a good one.
That's
a good question.
Now here's one for you. I thought about this a little bit this morning. And again, I don't think this is going to happen because I don't think UVA is a good football team. I think they're an improved football team that is like arguably top half of the P4. But they continue to just luck box their way through this season, much like BYU, except BYU is better, I think, than UVA. Notre Dame 10-2, Miami 11-1, Louisville 11-1. UVA beats Georgia Tech in the championship game. So UVA 12-1, they're in. Georgia Tech 11-2 with the loss to Georgia. Notre Dame's out in this, clearly, right?
Because you get boxed out.
And you have
by
a
an
head-to-head
11-1
loss to
Miami that beat
Miami.
you. Yeah.
Right.
Louisville's in at that point, 11-1, having beaten Miami, right? Is Tech in?
Depends on the score to the Georgia game. Maybe they get host.
I mean, this is like 4 ACC teams. This is something the committee does not want to see happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wrote about that last week. Like, that's why the Miami loss helps the ACC in a way, as far as that's concerned.
What's your this? I was gonna mention this in a pun for the review, but I'll go ahead and bring it up now. What's your is the model down on Texas Tech because of Texas Tech kind of falling apart? Has that been sort of factored in yet with Cincinnati winning? You said Cincinnati winning surprised you. What would your outlook for the Red Raiders be when it comes to the playoff?
So Cincinnati is undefeated in conference play. Right. If they win at Utah this weekend, they're probably going to go play for the Big 12 title. I think we're going to get one Big 12 team in just because of the lack of non-conference wins. Now, Iowa State beating Iowa does help if Iowa ends up running the table. If Iowa loses twice more and it's an 8-4 team, a little bit less so. It does surprise me. Like, I think Texas Tech is still the best team in this league. It's just maybe not quite as big of a margin as maybe we thought.
Because Brett Yormark didn't listen to my advice.
Yeah, because now we've lost all the quarterbacks.
Yeah, both quarterbacks are hurt. You've lost your starting defensive tackle. I told you, just declare them champs and bubble wrap them for the final month of the season, Brett. You didn't want to listen.
If you look on like any of our casino partners, Ole Miss to make the playoff is pretty similar. Where are we at here? Like, they're not that far off from Texas Tech and Miami. Like, they're priced not identical, but similarly.
And the other two are far more tied to winning their conference.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
But then again, like, if Texas Tech loses again, is 11-2 Texas Tech? Are they in?
If they win the conference.
If they win the conference.
No, I've said 11-2 non-conference champ.
So they win out, they make it to the Big 12 title game, and they lose.
Right.
Ooh.
So let's see if that in that scenario,
Lost without their QB,
they would have beaten BYU in the regular season. So if they play BYU in the Big 12 championship and they lose to BYU, I think they're in. If they lose to Cincinnati, I don't think they'd be in. Because then you'd have we've seen that before where it's like, well, we beat them in the regular season.
Do you know what I love?
What do you love?
How many teams we're talking about in this segment?
right? A lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's because the segment's not titled "How many teams can win the national title."
Right. Exactly.
It's more fun.
All right. Anything else there? Okay.